Chapter 17. Theodore's face was gloomy. You are the mother, I am the child. Even if the maternal instinct is strong, no one can act like you. Even if the women in this world have the maternal instinct, it is not the turn of a heartless and sinister sister like you. He waited for her to finish laughing before glaring at her angrily. You came just to tell me that. Do you think I am too pitiful? She shook her head, looking at the fence. It's not very high. It should be easy to climb over, right? Actually, I can climb over very easily. After he finished speaking heroically, he immediately changed his tone to a helpless tone. But I can't. If I go against the rules, I have to squat and walk like a duck. She laughed wickedly, unable to contain her curiosity. Walking like a duck, try walking for me. I've never been punished to walk like a duck. He got angry. She shrugged. I don't believe it. You must have walked 100 times. I have to walk like a duck in front of the whole school. Would I do something so embarrassing? He stomped his feet angrily. How could he do something so embarrassing? He was about to be angered to death by her I don't believe expression. Moreover, it's all because of you. You even came to visit me. Aren't you afraid of getting retribution for making me so miserable? She quietly watched him for a second through the white fence, leaned over, and raised her bleeding arm to show him, hey, I got my retribution. He saw the red and swollen bruise. The anger from earlier vanished in an instant, and turned into fear. You were beaten? Who? He shook the fence vigorously. Who beat you? He couldn't believe it. No wonder an hour ago, his left arm was inexplicably aching, right where she was injured. So this was the telepathy between twins? A strange feeling suddenly rose in his heart. He couldn't explain it. She suddenly felt warm, but on the surface she didn't care, glaring at him. What, do you want to avenge me? He reflexively humphed, his face showing an embarrassed expression of not wanting to admit it. Only now did he realize that he had reacted too tensely just now. It was clear that the two of them were still on opposite sides of the battle line. Humph, how sinister, even pretending to be pitiful to gain sympathy, he wouldn't be fooled. His face was as cold as money, spitting out a sentence, I want to worship that person as my master. She really wanted to knock down both this brat and the fence, then stomp on them both until they were flat. Seeing that she seemed to be provoked, he became even more pleased, laughing until his whole body trembled. I can tell the wound has long since stopped hurting, yet you still come to me pretending to be pitiful. Do you have any shame? She almost crushed her fist. Every time he wanted to confront her, his mind became much sharper. I originally intended to come pick you up. She laughed. But since that's the case, you just keep cleaning. I'm leaving. Don't. He reached his long arm through the bars, quickly grabbed her, and made a round face. I take back what I said, you take me home. I miss Grandma and Mom to death. Seeing that she didn't seem satisfied, he flattered her and whispered another sentence, you too. Especially you, I miss you to death. I think about you every day. Thinking about how to strangle her to death every day. It was also a kind of deep longing. She only laughed out loud now. All right. Pack up your things, I'll take you home. He happily shouldered his bag and followed her to the car, his face filled with joy like a kindergartner who had cried all day and finally waited for his mother to pick him up. She held back her laughter, not daring to show it on her face. Only when the car went down the mountain did he finally let out a sigh of relief. Far away from the base, he immediately turned around, lifted his feet, and shouted at her. I'm telling you, you made me stay here like a prison for a whole week. This debt, I will definitely. His next sentence was strangled by her gentle and windy words. She propped her cheek up, looked out the window, and whispered, I've already asked for a coercive order to comply. The man who had been showing off his power just now was shocked in the blink of an eye, from petrified to panicked, from panicked to petrified. He stared at the half of her face that was bathing in the night wind in disbelief. You. What are you talking about forcing compliance? That means, if I don't return to the South Mountain base, I will be tied up like a psychopath and dragged back. She turned her head, feeling the need to explain what she had just said. It's not tied up like a psychopath, but there will be a few people escorting you, like the police catching a thief. He exploded. The key now is not the method of enforcement, do you understand? He was both angry and resentful, and even more resentful. He didn't want to return to that damned place. How could you torture me like this? She didn't soften at all, helplessly sighing as if she was the victim. What can I do? You don't study properly, you skip school all day long, and I can't control you. I can only rely on someone more talented than me to manage you. You're not talented? Why are you still pretending to be a weak victim? His handsome face trembled until it was contorted. He tried so hard not to grind his teeth. He felt like his veins were about to explode from anger, but the anger in his heart could only turn into a resentful admission of defeat. If I study hard and don't skip classes anymore, won't I have to go back to that godforsaken place? She looked troubled. But I've already paid you a year's tuition, I can't take it back. Isn't that a waste of my money? Can I owe you? As soon as he heard the word a year, his whole body cringed and he almost fainted. The most vicious thing is a woman's heart. I can let you owe me, but I don't trust you very much. She scanned him from head to toe with a suspicious gaze, and he immediately raised his hand to swear. Only then did she soften her voice. Other than not skipping classes, you also have to pay attention in class, especially the specialized content related to management. He nodded repeatedly like a chicken pecking rice. Also, don't play with your cell phone when you're in school. I'll find someone to check your phone bill. Don't read comics, don't be absent-minded, I'll find someone to check you randomly. Copy homework, I'll check it every day according to the schedule. If you violate any of these rules, you'll be sent away that very night. He was dizzy. What kind of inhumane management was this? Not allowing you to play with your phone or read silly books was already too much, now you're even forbidding you from being absent-minded? And that copying thing, isn't that something that only students in the 80s would do? He's never copied homework in his life. She looked at his petrified expression of fear and shrugged. Looks like you still find sweeping the yard more fun. I agree. He gritted his teeth, turning his head away indignantly. Wasn't it just a few classes? A little hard copying wouldn't kill anyone. There wasn't much homework to be had in college anyway, and there was still time to have fun and dance, which was still better than running and standing at attention after class in South Mountain. He suppressed his anger, and opened his phone. The notification sounds kept playing so many times that he couldn't count them. She heard that and laughed. Work is so busy. He huffed, ignoring her. She continued, I guess, the most missed calls and messages are from Chloe, right? Theodore, don't forget our agreement, if you don't want to be weak and limp for the rest of your life. He just wanted his eyes to turn into knives to carve out a piece of her flesh. He threw the phone away with a clatter. I don't need you to remind me, you better be honest, don't play tricks. She glanced at him, meaning that she didn't believe him and it wasn't worth it. He was so angry that he gave her the phone in a huff. Here, please delete all the missed calls and unread messages. I didn't read a single message, nor did I reply to a single one. She took it, unceremoniously deleted all the phone logs, stared at the sparkling screen, and secretly sneered. This Chloe really liked her younger brother. The phrase, I haven't seen you for a few days, my heart is empty, my body is empty, come fill the void inside me, just looking at it made her feel her insides tremble. After all, Theodore was a young man with an immature mentality, the kind of mistress who was gentle and caring, romantic and flirtatious, and also a star in the entertainment industry like Chloe. It was hard for young men to resist. A few flirtatious sentences, a few inviting gestures, were enough to make people fall head over heels in love and dizzy. How hateful. She couldn't keep an eye on his phone all day. Moreover, there were many people who needed to contact him. She couldn't change his number easily. She deleted all the phone logs, filled with worries, and returned the phone to him. He angrily grabbed the phone, unexpectedly pulling her left arm along with him. The wound was torn open, and she took a deep breath in pain. He looked at the bloody, swollen, and red wound that tore into the flesh again, and quickly said to the driver, turn left ahead and go to the hospital. Her first reaction was, don't take the opportunity to disappear. Even if I have to go to the police station to use satellite positioning, I will find you. He glared at her. I will go to the hospital with you, then go home with you, okay? Her lips turned pale, and she pursed her lips, "That's okay.